Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 30th of September. Starting with the S&P, which is in a good place, I suppose just near the highs within that rising trend channel from April. Top of the channel there, heading for as high as 68.40, which would be our end of October target for this market, especially while we're above recent support, mid-September support at 65.50. Worst case at the moment is the floor of the channel at the 50-day moving average, 64.67, and hoping that we will remain within that rising trend channel, obviously, through the course of October. If we do break down, then I suppose the 63, the low 63 zone basically would be a potential destination, but obviously when these things fall, they can tumble rather more than people expect. Onto the Nasdaq 100, and here it's a matter of consolidating above the 24,000 area. It took a long time to get there. Floor of the channel now at 24,000, and the 50-day moving average 23,700. That's the likely zone, i.e., just below 24,000 if there is any rug pull. Otherwise, we're looking for 25,500, the top of the April trend channel. Best case would be up to 26,200 by the end of next month, which is a late January resistance line projection. Moving on to the stocks, and one or two repeats, which is normally a good thing. Applied DNA has already become a favorite, and here you can see why we've followed through on the break of the 50-day moving average as we'd wanted, and got quite close to the top of the rising trend channel base there from June up to the $7.35 area, and looking for that obviously to be fully hit in coming days, coming sessions, given the strong charting setup that we have at the moment. Next up is a stock which hopefully will be a decent one over the near term. You can see that we've got the shares of Aurora Cannabis moving up with a gap. Sort of been in a range, but hopefully on this occasion we'll hit the top of the channel. That's heading towards the $7.40 area, looking at that by the end of next month, especially while we remain above a recent broken resistance around the $5.80 levels, hopefully. An attractive and not too volatile risk-reward set up there for some. We have, in theory, a bear trap island reversal, so gapping down to new lows and then gapping up twice since then. So hopefully that is part of the game in terms of being bullish. We've also got the 50 and 200-day lines both rising at the moment, and that should also be supportive of the price action. A stock which we have covered several times before is Bakkt Holdings, and here we managed to exceed our initial target there, around $18.70 above that. Looking for a new legs to the upside as high as $35 in the top of the range of the past year by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above recent broken resistance around the $21 level while we're doing it. Another repeat is Cycurion, and here seeing the shares attempt to bottom out, a bit of a volatile situation, but what's useful here is that you can see the 50-day line is rising, and any dips towards the 50-day line in such situations tends to be a buying opportunity, as it was yesterday and back on Friday, in fact, even on the last week as well. What you can see now is we've had an RSI 50 plus rebound, so that means that we're looking for the top of the broadening triangle there, as high as 60 cents by the end of next month, or hopefully rather sooner than that, maybe in coming sessions. If we had a wish here, it would be that we stay on the right side of 40 cents, as that was resistance on the way down. The next stock is coming up, JFB Construction, and here we've gapped up. We were looking for the shares to hit that resistance line there, the resistance line projection there from back in March, and obviously that was still valid, even though we dropped out of the rising trend channel we were in before. Current view is that above the $10.60 zone, which is August resistance, we're going to head up to $14.60 by the end of next month, or hopefully much sooner than that. The charting position at Plus Therapeutics also interesting in terms of being a rising trend channel base, and also the way that we managed to break through the 200-day moving average, currently around 73 cents, Above that, looking for the top of the channel there as high as 102 cents by the end of next month or sooner. Obviously, when you get through the 200-day line, there tends to be rather a lot of resistance, as there was at the turn of the month last month, but maybe on this time after the unfilled gap to the upside. And with a rising 50-day line, we'll have some more or better momentum on that situation. Stakeholder is next, and here it is a case of gapping up again, having another go at breaking that 50-day line. In fact, we closed above the 50-day moving average there at $6.30. Above that, looking for the top of the range, or the recent range, and the top of that falling trend channel as high as $9.20 by the end of next month. But the key here is staying on the right side of that 50-day moving average at $6.21. The next stock is comScore, and here we've gapped up towards the top of that rising trend channel base. The level in question around $10.50, and we're looking for that while we remain above recent resistance on the way down. We're basically wanting this stock to stay on the right side of the $8 area. What is interesting here, though, as well, is that we've had multiple RSI rebounds in the upper 40s, which could and should be a leading indicator on the upside. That tends to be the case, whether it's neutral 50 or below. So there is a chance of a best case scenario target, and I'm very proud of this happened up to $15 by the end of next month if we can get a quick break through the $10 zone. On to the last two. The first one is Tilray, which has been covered here quite recently. What you can see here is that we managed to hit and exceed our second target, so we like the situation. First target was around $1.20, second one $1.95, and we're currently looking for a fresh leg to the upside, which hopefully would be at least towards the old resistance area on the way down, as high as $3. So looking for that by the end of next month, or even sooner than that for Tilray. I suppose nominally the upper parallel there, as I've just drawn it now, in terms of being a target. Upside value, at least while we're on the right side of recent broken resistance, $2.15. Moving on to the last stock, which was covered here before in a bullish way. Apparently, the massive rise that you see is not entirely genuine. Apparently, the real rise after all the share consolidation, etc., is actually only 200%. But the principle stands that we'd managed to break the top of that rising trend channel base, and Wolfspeed has been in focus, which is partly the name of the game here. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.